Afternoon peeps, good afternoon everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. Episode 1 of the look back is up, GGG versus Kell Brook. If you haven't watched it, please go and give it a look. I'll put the link up now. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, here's a little snippet of episode 1, GGG versus Kell Brook, the look back.
Kell was my favourite fighter for years, so I was like screaming for Kell to win, but I was also a big Golovkin fan, so I was kind of split on this. But I didn't want to see Kell get hurt.
No.
I remember thinking, don't get hurt. In the end, he did, but good jab from Kell.
It's a good jab, but you can tell Golovkin's landed and done way more damage in this first round. Like, there's not even any question of that.
You know what, yes? You know how crazy this is? Because I remember, like, I just put a tweet up, and everyone was like, yeah, Kell did really well in the first 3 or 4 rounds. I just watched that. He actually lost that first round.
Oh, clear.
Yeah.
He landed a few shots, but nothing crazy.
Big Prince Nassim Hamed ringside.
Yeah.
This when he hurt him. Bang. Bang. Oh, that body shot.
Oh,
how Kell
man.
didn't go down from that. That body shot was clean. Is this it again?
Yeah.
Oh. And then up top.
Oh, man.
That's frightening.
There you go, a little snippet of episode 1. Thank you so much for all the feedback, the comments, the likes, everything. We filmed episode 2 on Thursday. It should be out on Sunday. You guys are really going to enjoy episode 2 because a lot of you have requested it. The only clue I'll give you as to what fight it is that it's a heavyweight title fight. So we're moving to the big boys of the division. But yeah, that will be out on Sunday. So again, if you haven't watched episode 1, please go and give it a watch. It really helps. All right, let's have a look and see what there is to talk about today. All right, let's start here. Jaron Boots Ennis unsure of making £147 again, even for Teofimo Lopez fight. Okay, vacate and move up. It's fine. You've unified at £147. I've always said that he's a very big welterweight, so as he got older, it was always going to be difficult to make the weight, regardless of whether or not there was the IBF rehydration cap in there. Look, I think there are better fights for him at £154. I know a lot of people want to see him fight Teofimo Lopez. I like the fight, but I would prefer Virgil Ortiz. I think if you polled 100 boxing fans, what fight would you want to see more? Teofimo versus Boots or Virgil versus Boots? I think Virgil versus Boots would be the bigger number. That's just my take on it. That's a fight that I've been wanting for nearly 2 years when they were both at £147. Last year, or no, the start of this year, it was rumored like, okay, this was going to happen. So I'm more for Boots versus Virgil. Boots has done what he needed to do at £147. He unified. The other champions are not really sexy fights. Not many people are screaming for him to fight Barrios. Not many people are screaming for him to fight Brian Norman. The only real one at £147 is a guy that's not even at £147 in Teofimo Lopez. So for me, think about your health. If you are struggling to make the welterweight limit, just go up one more weight class, and there are fantastic fights. I mean, look what's waiting for him at £154. I think this is the perfect time to move. Unbeaten, unified champ, taking on some of the big boys of the division. And bear in mind, Boots is a big 147-pounder. It's not like Boots is going up and he's going to be small for that division. He's going to be the same size as a lot of those guys. And there are so many big fights to be made. Look, if you can hang around for one more at welterweight, then I'm sure he's going to make a lot of money fighting Teofimo Lopez. But I think the Virgil fight is just as big, personally. Virgil maybe doesn't talk as much as Teo, but I think it's a great fight. So, look, if Boots can't make it anymore, move up, fight Virgil. That's the fight I want to see next, personally. Eddie Hearn outlines plans for AJ following successful surgery. Yeah, Eddie Hearn said that AJ has had the surgery and he'll be out for, I think he said 5 to 6 weeks. But that they want him to have a fight in October, November, but definitely this year. Look, I don't know what AJ does next, if I'm honest with you. AJ is such a big name. He's a guy that's done so well in the heavyweight division. He's been twice a unified heavyweight champion. He's made loads of money. He's been very successful outside the ring as well. I don't know what he does. Like, if it's not Fury, I just don't know if the motivation is going to be there for AJ. Honestly, I just don't think it will be. Look, there are big fights for AJ because AJ is a big name. Whoever AJ steps into the ring with is a big fight. I think we've seen this in the past. But what motivates AJ? Like, what's going to get the fire burning? And the only name I think is Tyson Fury. And Fury, you know, a couple of days ago said he's done. And he seemed to be, like, this Fury retirement post seemed to be more, I don't know, that there seemed to be a bit more in it than the previous ones. Like, this one made me feel like, okay, maybe he is done. And if you're AJ watching that, I mean, AJ's got to have a long, hard think. I mean, look, AJ versus the winner of Usyk Dubois is a big fight, right? AJ versus Parker, I guess, is a big fight. AJ versus Bakoli slipped a little bit because Bakoli's not looked good in his last couple of fights. Wilder comes back in less than a month. But I don't know if AJ is going to be interested in those fights. I really don't. I mean, I don't speak. People seem to think that I like have AJ's number and I speak to him. No. I just like AJ. I think AJ's been incredible for British boxing. Incredible for British boxing. But yeah, I feel like having met AJ and sat down with him so many times, like AJ's only hunger is for the biggest fights. And I don't know, like the only one, aside from Fury, the only fight that I think makes relative sense is if Dubois somehow clocks Usyk and then AJ goes into that fight. I think AJ can beat Dubois. I know some of you are going to laugh at that and say, Ade, you're just wearing your AJ hat again. Maybe, but I still think AJ can beat Dubois. That's the only other fight that makes sense. That is a massive fight because Dubois would be undisputed and AJ will try and become undisputed, something that he's never done, right? So that's the only one. That's it. If Usyk beats Dubois, I just don't see how AJ walks into an Usyk fight having lost to Usyk twice. And no one's screaming for it, right? No one's like, oh my God, I need to see AJ Usyk again. Wilder, yeah, there is something in a Wilder fight just because we've been talking about it for a decade. But, I mean, if people think that AJ's not got anything left, what do you think Wilder's got left? You know what I mean? Wilder's nearly 40 or is 40. So, nah. And the Parker rematch, no one's talking about that. Like, I'm only going on what people are talking about. Like, what would be a big fight? What would excite AJ? I don't think AJ's team go to him and say, okay, we got Parker, and AJ goes like, yeah. Just don't think that happens. So I'm being very realistic in what I think could be next. And there's only two names, Fury or Dubois. That's it. I would have mentioned Bakoli in there, but as I said, Bakoli's dropped in his last couple of fights. So it's Fury. In fact, fuck it. It's Fury or bust. I'm sorry. I know people are not going to be happy me saying that, but it's true. It's Fury or nothing because I don't know what AJ's motivation and hunger's there for. It's not money. I mean, look, obviously money's a big motivator, but AJ's fucking, the bailiffs are not at his door. Let's put it that way. It's Fury. It's Fury. And the same thing, by the way, if this was a Fury video, I'd be saying exactly the same thing. Fury could fight Usyk. Fury could fight Dubois. But ultimately, for Fury, it's AJ. It literally, this is it. They're the only two dance partners for each other. That's it. That's just my take on it. Freddie Roach reflects ahead of Manny Pacquiao's last dance. Did you see that clip of them kind of like just shadow boxing in the ring? And there's a point where Manny Pacquiao is in the corner and he tries to escape the corner and Freddie Roach clips him. I know you're going to say, Ade, you're reading into it too much. No. Freddie Roach clipped him on the way out. Like Manny Pacquiao tried to evade it and he got clipped. And I was like, huh? I was like, no. Nope, not for me. Not for me. No, but I will watch it. Guys, I'll probably do a watch along for it. So hopefully I don't sound too hypocritical here, but this is just so bad. I'm not going to, it's so bad. It's so bad, but it's happening. That's all we need to know. Tyson Fury has no plans to end retirement. What would I return for? I think I spoke about this yesterday. Well, 100 million. How does that sound? How does that sound, Mr. Fury? What would I return for? 100 million and AJ. Ta-da. There you go. So maybe Tyson Fury is playing that game, right? Maybe the numbers are not big enough yet. Maybe he's seen the numbers and he's like, no, more. Maybe he's playing a game. Like, the problem is now is that AJ and Eddie Hearn especially have made it very, we want you, Tyson. Whereas Tyson just sat back and thought, I don't want anyone. So Tyson is in a very, very strong position right now. But yeah, 100 million is the number, I think. Yeah, take it or leave it. Martin Bacoli says Moses Atalma did well against a bum. Ooh, don't really like that kind of talk from Martin. That doesn't even sound like him. Like, I speak to Martin quite a bit. Doesn't even sound like the language he would use. Like, I can't imagine him calling someone a bum. But yeah, Mike Balogan wasn't too good. But you know, he's right. There is this part of me that, like, what Martin's saying is correct. That we do need to be careful. Like, the people Moses is beating, like, most top 30 guys would do exactly the same to those type of guys. Right? Exactly the same. Maybe not in the style in which Moses does it, but most of them would put those guys to sleep. Dempsey McKean, although Hergovich struggled, and Balogun. Again, we saw Gassiev put that guy to sleep as well. So we do have to be careful. But, I mean, my eyes don't lie. My eyes don't lie, Chico. I can see something special in Moses. I really can. Again, my hit list, my next 3 hit list would be in no order. Actually, no, an order. Jermaine Franklin would be numero uno. And then maybe you clear out one of the Brit veterans. So you've got Joe Joyce, you've got Dillian White. Maybe you take one of their scalps and then you go Bacoli. That would be the order. So you go July, you potentially go December, and then at the start of the new year, you've got a big one. You got a big one. All right. I think that's it. That is it, yeah. All right, guys, girls.